His real name is Chaka, but just like his stage name, he's managed to flood us with a lot of good music and positive vibrations. My guest today is the one and only. You will find out. But for now, let me remind you guys, I am at Granddaddy's, and with the world that's gradually opening, you know which place supplies the good vibes. Nishoka Nyama. It's a beautiful place, man. Tasty food, everything else. I was going to say come in, but we're here for business. Let's check out Pompi.
I'm grateful for the favor. Blessing on time, Kwatizuba si machedwa. The main attraction on the stages always needs light for the audience to trace it. I know I say it like it's basic, but the answer to your purpose is your maker. Truth is my minor and my major. Nakumazulo tiene lokuvek.
Hey. Ah! Pompi! OMG! OMG! Okay, like I said in my intro, he's managed to flood us with good music and positive vibrations. I'm talking about the one and only Tiyaninayo. My name is Pompi. I'm not really sure if he's happy that I'm saying this, but Lebo the Bravo. No. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I am excited to have you.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Serious?
Serious? No, nakondwela. I'm going to check.
If I had a voice, I was going to sing Luyando.
Luyando.
Dawujisi mwaka.
Nikuimba mwene wa imvele.
Ni mwana wa imvele na chabai. What tribe are you, Pompi?
I'm Chewa.
Chewa? So Chaka, what is?
Actually, my full name is Chaka Chadza.
Chaka Chadza.
Yeah, Chaka Chadza Nyatando.
What's
so it's
Chaka
quite a
Chadza
mouthful. Chaka Chadza means the year has come. Kwati Chaka Chabwela. And now Chaka Chadza is Chewa.
Did you find out why they gave you that name, Chaka Chadza?
Actually, it's because my parents had girls. And then now they were praying for a boy. Yeah, so when they finally had a boy, yeah, the year has come.
Okay, Chaka Chadza.
Chaka Chadza, yeah.
Nice. I remember vibing to Pompi's music when I was still in high school.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, me doing this right now? It's like, it's a dream come true.
Serious, huh? Oh, wow. And, amazing.
You know, when people see you, you have, I'm sure you see the euphoria on their faces. Pompi. How does that make you feel?
It feels good. You know, obviously, when I transitioned, I was worried whether I could relate. You know, obviously, with music, especially, you know, with like the kind of music I make with gospel, you wonder whether people will relate with it or whether you will lose people.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing that I thank God for is that, I wouldn't say like I've lost, if anything, I feel it increased rather than even.
The fans multiplied,
Yeah.
So as when we see you, it's like, oh my God, that's Pompi. Do you have certain people that make you feel like that?
Who make me feel like what?
Like, oh my God, I listen to this guy, I watch this guy.
No, like, I'm a fan of it. I'm a big fan of, I'm a big fan of James Sakala.
Oh, okay.
Like he even knows. Israel, like, huge fan.
Oh.
There are quite a few. I mean, I really love authentic African music. Yeah, I really, So even kind of music I listen to when I'm alone is weird. Richard Bona, Shani.
Do you listen to So?
I do, actually. I should be doing a collaboration with them soon. So
hey!
Yeah, good.
Hey! So that guy knew what he was saying. He said, oh my God, Pompi's like one of the greatest artists in Africa.
Oh, yeah. No, I actually met him here. Very weird. He was singing Silence when I met him. Yeah, he's looked at me and started singing Silence. Now, for me, obviously, as someone who's come there as like a fan, it was mind-blowing, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, where did he hear the song? Like, what's going on? Yeah, from there we obviously started talking, and in fact, the collaboration I would say is long overdue.
It is.
Yeah, it's long overdue, but yeah, it's gonna happen.
Can I tell you something? You sound like the fourth member. And we're ready for that.
I sound like the fourth member.
Is it how many is that
fifth
for?
member.
The fifth member. You have the qualifications already.
Yeah, thanks.
I was really, not really shocked, but then I was surprised when I saw you performing at Big Brother. I'm like, Pompi, Big Brother. And then by then, it was really rare to see Zambian artists being called to perform there. How did you manage to get there?
Actually, I remember at the time, that was the Miju time. So at the time...
Was it?
Yes, it was the major time. So at the time, the guys from Sanati Studios called and said, okay, who's the happening artist there? So the guys, obviously, at the time, that's when Miju was doing very, very well. So they put my name, they submitted my name, but they excluded the fact that I'm gospel.
Oh.
Yeah. Deliberately, though. Deliberately.
Did you know that?
I did. And we did it strategically also. Yeah. It was sort of like a plan.
So
that's that's our mission, if I would put it that way. Yeah.
And now that sparked a lot of, controversy. Why is a gospel artist performing a Big Brother, this and that? How did you how did you handle the backlash at that time?
At that time, I guess I was experienced with backlash because from my inception as a gospel artist, I've always been found in places, in unorthodox places. Yeah. If you remember, even the time, initially, actually, before, I was even banned from some churches.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was banned from some churches. So it's been a long road. Now, obviously, there is no church. It's all changed now. But obviously, in the beginning, there was that adjustment. People thinking, this same Pompi guy, what is he trying to...
I'm sure you gained a lot of fans from outside Zambia after that.
Yes. Actually, that was a very major defining moment for me. In fact, the Kenyan audience, the Ugandan audience, they all saw
South
me
African audience.
Yeah, they all saw me from the same performance. Yeah. So it was very interesting. Yeah. So it was sort of a plan. It was one of the. I would say I really enjoyed the whole process.
So you intentionally knew to say, I'm just going there as an artist and not a gospel artist.
Yeah. And at that time, if you remember, if you even look back, whenever there was an international show, there was a Lota House artist there.
Before we get to Lota House, you guys came with a bang. Yay! Lota, who didn't know Lota House? But then now it's like you guys have... Okay, no, let's not talk about Lota House now.
No problem.
Let's talk about you having a sister in this music industry. And I found out on my own. I didn't find out through you.
Yeah.
Was that also intentional to say, you know what, we'll meet when we get to the industry?
No, I mean, like even with her songs, her first song I featured on it. And I even mentioned that this is my sister on the posts on social media.
But why did it take you so much time?
No, in fact, it was her. She actually is an accountant. She's an accountant. She lives in the UK. She's a fully fledged accountant. She works for a multinational organization. So it was on her bucket list to do music. Yeah, so she just approached me one day. You know what, I want to do a song.
I think I'm ready.
Yeah, then that song turned into another song. So it's more something she wanted to do, and I commend her for not leaving it unchecked on her bucket list. And she's doing well. I mean, she's getting quite a good.
She is. I was watching her interview the other time. I'm like, okay, soon I'll get your brother, then I'll get you. Strategy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she leaves for the UK today. But I'm sure Mungachai Kazum.
I think we'll make a plan. We'll make a plan. When I look at you, you don't... It's not like an offending question, but it's like when I look at Pompi, you look so lenient, You look like you're so ready to receive new information each and every day. Then now when you told me you went to Chadley, Ibex, and Baobab, I'm like, oh, this is good schools. Were you an extrovert there?
No, I've always been an introvert. I'm still an introvert, even up to now. Which is why my even interviews, I'm sure you know, Simaningi. But I'm an introvert. Actually, there's what you call the Myers-Briggs personality test. I don't know if you know about that thing.
No,
so
educate us.
It's like a personality test. Even sometimes when they're recruiting somebody for a job, they take them through these psychometric tests. That's what they call. Yeah. So I'm about. I think if I remember correctly, I'm 80% introverted, 20% extroverted. In fact, for me, music, and I'm sure, I don't know if you know the story, but I never saw myself being a musician. I was more an academic than my path that I saw.
Sounds right.
The path that I saw was that, okay, when I get my degree, which I did, I'm going into the corporate world.
What?
in business systems.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why you not already delving into the corporate world?
I am another way. Obviously, now I'm running sort of like an agency, and we do a lot of business to business work, but yeah, I think music definitely has given me a platform to be able to. But yeah, I am applying it even for me to start the business, and obviously I've been running the business now for. I think we're probably touching our 8th year.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Nice.
those things have helped me sustain the business for this long. Yeah.
Nice. Currently, when you talk about when you talk of Baobab, it's like it's only the upper Mwamba people that go there. So should we label you a rich kid?
I wouldn't say I like such labels. I would say I would say, I mean, my dad and my parents, my mom and dad, really wanted me to get the best education I could, and it was, I would say, it was very much a sacrifice. It was very, very much a sacrifice. It's not like it was like, oh, we've got the change here.
Go.
No.
Okay.
It was very much a sacrifice that they made, and yeah, I commend them for it.
Nice.
Because it has, yeah,
It's helped a lot.
Yeah.
So the first song I heard, Pompi, is it the one I was singing? No, that's not that one.
The first song for me,
Yes.
probably maybe Bring the Bass.
Bring the
or
Bass.
Blase. Oh yeah, no, it was probably
this is
Bring
not
the
the
Bass.
Zambian.
Yeah.
No, South Africa.
Yeah,
Then now stories started, coming out, saying no, he's actually based in South Africa.
Yeah,
How did you find yourself that side?
That's where I was doing my university. So I was doing my degree in business systems. Yeah. So there, when I was there, I just used to do music for fun. Music for me was a hobby. It wasn't to be. I never ever thought I would make a career out of music. It was just a hobby. That it just made me, like in university, I just liked it because it sort of made me part of this cool clique. Suddenly I was performing with international artists. You go to the club, you're in VIP. That was the whole. But in my mind, I was like, okay, when I graduate, I'm going to corporate world.
You sound like a poet.
I sound like a poet?
Yes.
I am a poet, actually.
You are?
I am.
For how long have you been doing this?
So poetry, so funny enough, it started out as poetry and then it got into music. I was even doing pieces at Bittersweet. I don't know if you know Bittersweet
I've
poetry.
heard of Bittersweet, yes.
Yeah. I used to be one of the poets who used to present at Bittersweet as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
you used to do there.
Yeah, that's nothing.
One thing people don't know about Pompi is you
Yeah.
actually played in the rugby national team.
Yeah, the under 21
Under
national team.
21 national
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
But when we look at Pompi, guys, it's not going to move their rugby. I
Eh.
know buff guys are the ones that play rugby.
Eh.
How did that come in the picture?
It came from athletics. So I had the record for, I think, 200 meters in 100 meters at the time, before I was beaten by a guy called Nsofwa.
Nsofwa.
Who I'll need to challenge him again. That's Nsofwa guy. He works in FNB, and every time I walk in, he always says, I beat you. But yeah, so from athletics, the coach basically saw me from there. Now in rugby, there's the position, the wing. So the wing has to be really fast. Yeah, so that's how they recruited me from athletics, and they put me. So we went to Zimbabwe. Even we played
What
quite a
was
bit.
that?
Went to Zimbabwe for the World Cup qualifiers. Yeah.
What year was that?
I can't remember. I'm very terrible with tracking the times, but it was basically my last year of school.
Ah,
Of
nice,
school.
nice.
Grade 12. Yeah.
So here's this guy
Yeah.
from South Africa. He
Yeah.
brings the best to Zambia.
Uh,
At that point, did you feel pressured to be noticed by people in Zambia?
Not really. And what's funny with me is, my wife Esther is always laughing because she's always saying those ones who don't want attention are the ones who
That's actually true. That's true.
So because I'm an introvert, so like I said, music for me was a hobby. So it really just blew into something that I really didn't expect people to receive it. I never had any expectations with it, really. Yeah. But it's never been a situation where I said, oh, I want to do music, I want to be famous, I want to what? Nothing. It's more, music just happened to me, really. I had never, to be honest with you, even in the beginning stages, I never even gave a CD to a DJ.
Oh,
Yeah, I
nice.
had never, it's just the music sort of spread on its own. I did it for fun.
Nice.
Yeah, but then
nice.
I realized that, but wow, people actually value this thing that I'm doing. So I thought, okay, you know, if I'm being honest, actually, what had happened is after I finished school, I was thinking, oh, let me apply for a job.
For a job.
But what happened is that obviously music was doing very well at that time. So I was being called for gigs. Then I realized, hii ndalama ya kumagigi.
They call it everything.
Nanga na salary tikachita compare na masalary. Okay. I think let me hold on to this in the meantime, and then when I get a job, that may be. I'm doing that up to now.
Was it easy for your parents to accept, since you that they took you to all these good schools? Was it easy for them to accept that this is what I want to do? This music is what I want to do?
Actually, no. Actually, my dad, always, he never ever wanted me to get a job.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He always wanted me to be self-employed.
Be your own boss.
Yeah.
We need more parents like that, eh?
Yeah.
For real. Because these days, it's like the system has messed us up so much.
Yeah.
Suck it and cheat though.
And it's true. So he said, look, if you are doing music, but take it serious. Don't joke about it. If you're doing music, aim to be the best, aim to do it with excellence, So, yeah, but they were very supportive. They were scared. I have to say, they were scared. Even I was scared because I didn't know, especially when I even made the transition to gospel.
Yes.
I wasn't sure how people receive it.
Yes.
I wasn't sure. So there was a lot of anxieties.
Let's talk about you switching to gospel.
Yeah.
I haven't really gotten a vivid story as to why you made that transition. How did you find Christ?
I found Christ. So first of all, I was an atheist. Yeah.
Okay.
I was an atheist. Yeah. So Christianity, the concept of God, it wasn't your story. It wasn't my story. Books, In fact, it was something that yenze spark, because I used to think it's sort of mind, it's control in a way. Yeah. Because obviously, you read the history books, during slavery, there's the bunker they used to keep them in, under the slaves, kumamba kuli church. So like, manje church futi, wapempira kumamba kuli ma slaves, fancy and they are shackled.
Yeah.
The sheep had an intercessor, a priest to pray on the way. So all those things in regards to obviously that knowledge. I just thought this religion is, is propaganda. And it's just created to control people. So that was my early stages. But what had happened is I went through a year when I was looking for God. I was looking for God, but not in the context of whatever Christianity. I was just fascinated that how come every civilization or every people, no matter how remote they are, they always have a concept of a God. So am I the foolish one to not want to acknowledge that kind of an ideology? I was thinking, like, why is it that even some religion in the rainforest believes that there's some God of somewhere? So I just started to look at different religions, Scientology, Islam, different things, Egyptology. And what had happened is in my search, I had an encounter with God. I was invited to church by the one who shot Bring the Bass, Mandiva. Yeah. Actually, he didn't charge me to do Bring the Bass. He just said, I want to support you.
Nice.
I want to shoot a music video for free.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was like, wow. Then after the music video was done, I asked him, how can I pay you back? He was like, I'll tell you one day. Then actually one day he just said, come to church with me for 3 Sundays.
Wow.
So first Sunday, not that I got born again in those Sundays, but I had an encounter with God in those in those sessions. And that's when I started reading the Word for myself, because my perspective of what Christianity was more an institutionalized perspective. So I read the Word for myself, got the revelation of Jesus Christ, and gave my life to Christ in my room alone.
Nice. So all those stories were hearing to say, no, Manampeleka to Nigeria, then there in Nigeria he went to perform, then something happened.
No.
Then now he realized to say, this is not what I want to do.
No, actually, that's what's weird because every time people get born again, they always feel like,
Yeah. But you've
yeah.
heard that story before.
Not really.
You
even.
haven't?
No. Although I heard, I heard at one point. I mean, the way I've one thing I've accepted with being a public figure is the all sorts of you being in public opens doors to rumors, and,
Yes.
and you sort of need to be thick-skinned and sometimes even just shut the off because I think the rumors will never. At one point, I was Illuminati. I'm like, hey, man, Illuminati, how?
Wow. Well, that's the story.
You know?
Because you're in Illuminati, then now you found Christ.
And
then
I was initiated in Nigeria.
Yeah, in Nigeria.
And then, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you mentioned to say you found Christ in your own room alone. Nobody had to introduce you to Christ. How was it like the first year of recording music as a gospel artist?
It was exciting that first year because those first years we had so much zeal. You know, you are just born again, so you are just like on fire, like to share this new, because obviously who I was before. A lot of people don't know who Pompi was before. Close people know. I mean, I used to host parties. I used to hire clubs. I hired Not Johnny's nightclub to have a party called Blacklisted.
Oh, so you used to drink?
I used to drink, yeah.
Now you don't.
Yeah, it was my passion to get people drunk. I was passionate about it. I used to host parties. Yeah, and I believe they were very good parties. But I just took now that's why when I got born again, I sort of felt like, look, if I can mobilize people and do that kind of thing in that space, I can do the same.
Nice.
It's what even inspired me to have the events company, and I always felt like, look, even as Christians, we should have events that are, dynamic. So the Fireworks Festival, Coffee and Jazz, all those events, that's why I created those things.
Nice. Before we get to the festival, the Christian festivals,
Yeah.
I want to find out, Pompi, when people make a transition, they usually change even their name. No, I'm no longer this, I'm now this.
Yeah,
but you decided to ride with the same name.
Yes.
Why?
I wanted to, first of all, I believe that name, Pompi, God started speaking to me before, for a long time. I was just in denial. Yeah.
And a lot of Christians are in denial.
Yes, yeah. I was in denial. So it was one of those things. So Pompi came to me, actually the name, I don't know if you know the story, it came to me in a dream.
Oh.
Yeah, it came to me in a dream. Yeah, and in the dream, it's a very long dream. But basically, at the end of the day, in the dream, I was named Pompi.
Oh,
huh?
okay.
Yeah, I was named Pompi. So, and like I was in the audience, they were all saying Pompi, there was, and I was like, that's not me, So when I woke up, I just shared with some friends that imagine I had a dream. In the dream, they were calling me at Pompi. So banaseka boy yozina yo Pompi zona ni kali. That's the time I used to battle rap as well. So like from now forget, we are gonna call you Pompi now.
But were you not like a bit rigid? Come on, Pompi, and those somebody man's here.
Yeah, and I didn't even like it at first.
You
like,
did?
It's more. What's funny is a lot of these things that have happened to me, which is why I believe sort of God orchestrated. Sometimes I felt like maybe kwatinenze Jonah wajiwa china chinsomba wakusia hapa. Because some things they just happened to me. Yeah, they just happened to me. It's not like I So Pompi, they laughed about it. So they were calling me. So it became like a nickname. So now I had a different musical name. So before Pompi, I had another name when I used to rap. It was Overmass.
Overmass.
Yeah. Overmass. So then now what happened is people didn't even know. So like they'll say, oh, this song by Overmass. Like Overmass ndiye ndani. Like, oh, this guy, they call him Pompi. Oh, Pompi. Why is Unakambe? I'm like, that's not my name.
Give us a song called Overmass. I'm telling you.
So that's how Pompi stuck. And eventually I liked it because for me it symbolizes like just water, obviously, living water. That's a tap that is just a conduit. It's a like tap into. I believe music is God's, and I just simply I'm a conduit of music. Yeah.
Nice. We talked about Christians having events, but let's first talk about Lota House.
Yeah.
The foundation of Lota House.
Yeah.
You are CEO.
No, not CEO, founder.
You are the founder.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
CEO now?
No, there's no CEO. So it's one thing that a lot of people. Lota House is not even an organization. It looked that way because we were very organized, yes. But it wasn't even an organization. It was more. Obviously, when I got born again, I believe I wanted to go to those places which, like Big Brother. Yeah, even before, a lot of gospel artists would only take music to gospel radio stations. I was like, no, I want to take it to the secular radio station. Because what's the point? It's like you are fishing in a pond where, you know, you've already caught the fish and you're now beginning to fish in there. You are supposed to go out and, you know, and fish from, you know, so, yeah, so basically, Lota House was a group of us who believed that we would. It's now a norm, but then, if you were on a billboard with a secular artist, it was a big problem. It was like, you are compromised.
Yes.
So we had to sort of gang up with our belief and stand by what our belief.
You guys
that look.
Changed the industry.
Yeah.
You did.
Thanks.
Yeah. Because the new number my choice I Lota House was you, Tio, Ebo, Chungu, Mag.
Yeah.
What happened to Tasha?
All of them. So all of them, I would say, all of them were. I would say Lota House. It's even the member. It was even beyond me, Tio. There was the Osam. There was the band. It was just. It wasn't a. How can I put it? It was more like a movement. Yeah, it was more like a movement. And even like shooting music videos and doing songs, we just put resources together.
Nice.
And it wasn't for sale. So even when we would send them out, that's why we never released like a Lota House CD, because we thought, again, if we convert it to business, it will sort of compromise. So we just said, okay, we'll just work together and produce these things.
Until this land is yours. Do you remember your verse from that song? There's a shusha that me, honestly, the person that did it from that song, Tio. And someone said, ew, why is that a verse of Pompi? Do you remember the verse on that song?
Until this. I know Tio's verse it starts with everywhere I go. But
everywhere I go.
I keep shining like a. But I can't remember my verse.
Wow,
I can't remember.
Pompi.
Yeah, manyimbo ya paka.
Because you know I was going to say, before I go kite video.
Yeah.
But that was
Nikuseni mani.
But Lota House, that movement, is it still on? Like, you still have the same eager now? Are you inviting new members?
And that's the thing. So even it was so unstructured, and so it was more a common belief, a common drive. And then obviously over time, we are all still friends, and we all, you know, do ministry still. But I think life just happened. All of us. Everyone sort of became pretty established in their own space.
Yes.
And then time manje yo kumkai paja tenzeko free. Then this time, you know, Chungu is this side doing. So I would say we are probably gonna do something again in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just more a time type of issue. As individuals, things are, you know, life happens. And yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was watching an interview where Nasty C said, according to him, South African gospel artists are making more money as compared to the ones that are in the secular world. Do you think it's the same here? If not, how can we get to that point?
Do I think it's the same here? You know, here it's very difficult to tell even. I think anyone who would claim to be the highest selling anything would be made based on speculation, because we don't have an association like, you know, the billboards that actually crunches the numbers and says, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so But yeah, I would say gospel. I would say I believe they're just on the same platform. Yeah. I believe they're just on the same platform. I wouldn't say it's more
Or less, eh?
or less. Yeah, I would just say it's just the same. It's music at the end of the day. It's just the messaging of the music. It's music, yeah. So it's just the messaging. People, other ones choose to sing about other things. We just choose to sing about what we, yeah.
Okay.
But the music is the music, and people still engage with it. I mean, I've performed at Muslim events.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And what is it like?
What I mean by Muslim events is that it's a Muslim company that's launching something, and there are Muslims in there, and I'm singing.
Oh, you're really gifted, eh? You're blessed. So, you say, life happened, and, Lota House is no longer the same. It's no longer the same, but it's not organized as it used to, because people are doing their own things now.
Yeah.
But I can tell you people are still friends.
Very much.
Currently, I feel people have lost track of meaningful conversations concerning relationships.
Yeah.
How do you manage to, stay connected with your friends, maintain relationships, especially in an industry like the Zambian industry? How do you manage to do that?
I think for us, the friendship happened, we started from, where our friendship is, we started from nothing. For me, I just transitioned, nobody knew, it's like number one. I was signed to a label, which obviously they didn't sign a gospel artist, so I came here. So I just had to start my career from scratch. Yeah. So obviously, Mark 44, Chungu, Gio, these are the people who I found now in this space. So because our friendship started from, it didn't begin as business first, and then sort of friendship later. That's why it will never change. So like really, the friendship is just it's there because beyond the business we are friends. Yeah, outside the business.
Nice.
Friends, yeah.
But I see you're more close to Mag, or it's just me? Maybe because you gave us the Buana album.
Mag, no, I wouldn't say I'm more close to Mag. We are friends. Like we are all like Chungu also. Chungu, it's more, I would say it's the creative space that we are. Mag has produced all the albums for Chungu, for me, except just one.
Which one is that?
Which is Become, which I sort of collaborated with another producer, which is Mixtizo.
Okay.
But, for example, every song that you hear for Chungu, probably, it's Mag 44. So it is a collaborative work either way. But for Buana, how that happened was just because me and him both were sort of we wanted to release, we're just bored. He tweeted me. It actually started from a tweet.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
He could have just called Mag. He could have just called.
Yeah. It started from a tweet, and he said, I can't remember what he said, and then he said, let's release let's do a song.
Yeah.
So I said, let's do it. Yeah. So I think he tweeted and said, okay, no, you then come to studio tomorrow. So I said, okay, we're coming, and then we'll release it the next day. And it was joking. We were sort of just goofing around. But actually, that's what happened. So obviously, we had that chat on Twitter. The next day, we recorded the song. The next day, we released the Do It song. Yeah.
Do It.
So we had to mix and master overnight. And then did the Do It song, and then the next day we shot the music video, and we released the music video the next day. So we came from concept to video in about 3-4 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long does it take for you to write a verse? Or rather, a song?
A song, it depends, to be honest. There are those songs where it just comes one time. They vary. So there are some songs it almost feels like the whole thing just came at one time. And there are some songs where you just write a verse today, and you leave it, then you write another verse tomorrow. Yeah, so I would say they are differing.
How do you tap into your creative space?
First of all, it has to be like I work well in silence.
Funani silence. When la. Okay.
Yeah, I work well in silence.
Oh.
I can't. I'm not very creative when I'm in like very busy or noisy places. Yeah. So I have to sort of get into my own zone, creative zone. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a story. Eh?
Yeah.
So I'm at work. We're playing. You know, we're going on ad break. We play Team featuring you. What song is that again?
Heartbeats.
My heart
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Semunangoma.
Yeah.
After all these years,
Uh-huh.
then I noticed that was your wife
Yeah.
in the video. So I'm like, and the final I'm a programmer.
Yeah, but
Is that the how?
no, actually, then we're just friends.
Are you
then
serious?
we're just like, then she was my sister, and I was her brother in Christ. So then, yeah. But and funny enough, we knew each other for a very long time. But I think because of and I mean, we worked. Even some of the events I was hosting, she was on the program.
Yes.
But I think because of our, obviously sometimes as gospel artists, we sort of try to create sort of healthy boundaries so that, especially when we're relating with the opposite sex and what, and, you know, all that sort of thing. So I would say we were friends, but we never really sat down to talk, like, you know, proper talk. So that only that happened one time. I just thought, you know what, let's have a coffee. Yeah,
You suggested.
I suggested, yeah.
Okay.
Let's have a coffee. Because I was thinking, I've never really spoken to. I know this person, but you know where it's high, what, you know, yeah. And obviously, if it's work, you know, it's this is the contract, this is what it says, this is what yeah, that type of thing. Which I mean, it's not, you can't really claim to know somebody. So yeah, I invited her for a coffee. And then, yeah, when I had the conversation, you know, the problem with people, I think sometimes even we sort of have preconceived notions sometimes, you know, you're thinking, yeah. So I was thinking, she also had a preconceived notions, I think, maybe about me. Then when we spoke, we had an in-depth chat, we realized, I realized that same day that,
This is the one.
there's something here.
Oh,
So from that day, we're talking literally every single day from that day till today.
I didn't ask her this question, but I'm going to ask, how did you ask her out? Not the marriage proposal, but how did you ask her out? Like, hey.
So what's funny, I think she's the one who tells the story the best. But after I saw it, this one is the one. I didn't really ask her out. That's what she claims. Okay, although I feel like that was, it was sort of asking out in a way. But after I saw, obviously the chemistry was happening. It was happening. So I was dropping her home that evening, and then I just said, you know what? From today I'll start calling you baby. That's how it just happened. And she said, okay, bye, baby. And it was done.
Are you serious?
So it wasn't like, it wasn't anything like, can you go out with me?
I thought you're romantic like that, like, yo, you know, would you be my girlfriend?
No, and I liked it that it happened that way, because I think sometimes when you formalize it, it sort of, it was actually good, because for the both of us it was very important that we are friends. Yeah, because also asking out was, in our perspective, we're sort of thinking, you can't ask somebody like, oh, can you be my best friend?
Yes.
You don't ask such questions. It's just supposed to happen.
Just like naturally, eh?
So I believe like we didn't want to. In fact, we were dating in regards to just meeting and having chats and stuff like that. Without necessarily even, we just wanted to see how it goes. Because sometimes, again, when you say, or when you make a commitment, it is exactly what I said. Like, it's like you're asking someone, "Oh, can you be my best friend?" And you can't ask such a question. It's supposed to happen very naturally. So that's how it happened for us. Yeah.
I want to know what's one of the greatest lessons you've learned from her.
From her, I think the value of differences. I think one thing marriage has, if it's just marriage in general, has taught me. I think what happens, I think we complement each other's weaknesses. Yeah.
So interesting.
So my weaknesses are her strengths. So for example, I'm terrible with birthdays.
She's good with birthdays.
With names, she's good with yeah. She, when it comes to finance or financial modeling, she feels that I'm better at that. Yeah. Obviously, when it comes to hospitality, these nice things, she's good. Me, I was a you know, she's the one who has introduced me to these Tumabuji things.
That's why we can get in somewhere. Come on. Pakati.
Tinga kambe kwa Tenzo tea rugby. That's why Tenzo yopo no kamba. I believe it.
Wait. So how long did you put it out? Like not how long really, but after how long did you put it out to say now we're an item? I'm sure it wasn't there and then.
It wasn't there and then. So after the coffee, I didn't take long. I won't lie. It didn't take too long. It didn't take.
Okay.
It was very intense. So it didn't take long. It was just a couple of weeks.
Nice.
I can't remember the exact number of weeks, but it was just a couple of weeks.
Just a couple of weeks. Like
then we're officially, we're officially dating. Like where like we tell our family or people that this is my my girlfriend. Yeah. Then a few months later again.
Wife.
Yeah.
That's right. Watching a degree moon. Okay, you've got a new song out.
Yeah.
And it's called Kwacha. You released this song after, is it the announced the president?
Yes.
Why did you decide to do that?
So first of all, I shot that song in Malawi. Yeah, and I got I really got a strong impression that change was coming. Yeah, I really got that strong impression that change was coming, and that somehow it's gonna be like a new dawn. It's gonna be a new, it's gonna be a new dawn for Zambia. Not even just for Zambia. I really feel that there's just a revolution that's happening across Africa.
Yes.
Africa's changing. As in, the new generation of Africa is very different.
Yes.
You know? The new generation of Africans know VPNs. New generation of Africans know, they are very dynamic. Our generation, I think, is very different. So I did feel that was happening, and I felt that I just wanted to do a song which celebrates this new dawn for Africa.
Kwacha.
So I shot it in Malawi, and the some of the parts. It's actually a movie called Fatsani.
Okay.
Yeah, that was shot. So we used that as the backdrop for the song. Now, the story of Fatsani is a story of a girl. Her school was closed down. Basically, due to corruption, there was a lot of corruption that was going on. So she ended up like in the streets because of corruption. She couldn't go to school and stuff like that. So it's like a story of an African youth. And the different dynamics, and there's just a lot of drama around that. So we used that as the backdrop to the song, and at the end, obviously, of the song, the hope that everything that she went through was just a bad dream, and she woke up to a new dawn. Yeah. So yeah, it was just a song of hope.
Nice. Where can people find it? I know it's on YouTube.
It is on YouTube. It is on YouTube.
Which other platforms can they find it?
No, just on YouTube.
Just on YouTube.
It will also be on streaming platforms.
Okay.
Very soon. It hasn't gone up yet, but by the time this interview is going on, probably
it'll be out there.
It'll be out there.
Hey.
So they can check it out on Deezer, on Apple Music.
Shout out to Pompi. I really appreciate it. I didn't think you're gonna show up.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm like, that's gonna change my Pompi. Open side Pompi abwere. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
No problem.
And before we actually leave, I want to find out one of your favorite songs you've ever recorded.
That's always a very difficult question because ni kwati ni vana. Ni kwati ni kusanka vana. So I would say for now it's Kwacha.
Kwacha.
For now it's Kwacha. Obviously the latest work is always the one that. So Yeah, but there are a lot of songs that mean so much to me.
For
It's
me,
very
it's
difficult.
if you know Kula Meju, Meju,
Oh,
Meju,
Meju. I see.
I wanna be rooted.
I see, yeah.
Do you mind doing something for me?
Yeah.
Ah,
Edna.
di pa camera pa number one ko ni
Eh?
kanina. Number one.
Nimawan, right? Okay, I'll do a clip from Kwacha.
Okay, cool. No problem. No problem.
Okay. I'm grateful for the favor, blessing on time, kwatizuba si machedwa. The main attraction on the stages always needs light for the audience to trace it. I know I say it like it's basic, but the answer to your purpose is your maker. Truth is my minor and my major. Nakumazulo tiene lokuvek.
Hey. Ah! Pompi! OMG! OMG! Do you find it hard for you to express yourself sometimes?
I'm an introvert, so sometimes, okay, although on stage, yeah, I've found, yeah, I don't know, on stage, I'm completely comfortable. But off stage, I like my
Space.
silence, and I
Okay.
like my space.
All right, Pompi, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Cool.
What should we expect from you? What's new? What's coming our way from you?
More music, more, yeah, more stuff from Atmosphere Nation, more music. I'm working on a new album. I'm taking my time, so it's not something people should expect. Like, oh no, it's coming out
in December or whatever.
December or whatever. But yeah, currently working on a new album.
Atmosphere Nation. You're the ones that shot your wedding.
Yeah. Oh no. As in the production.
The production, yes.
For the Zambezi show.
Yeah.
Yeah. My company. did that,
Nice.
so, yeah.
So when you people posted said no phones allowed, I'm like, they don't want us to judge to say was it no budget or what? You people had a plan. You had a plan.
Yeah, no, but even the phones and what, we just wanted. I feel phones make you not present.
Okay.
You know, you find you go to an event and everyone's on their phone instead of being present. And we wanted people to be present at the wedding. We didn't want, you know, while there's an important speech happening, there's someone taking a selfie. Or, you know, we really wanted just everyone to be present.
Nice.
Yeah, so it wasn't just about, no, we don't want pictures. Yeah, of course that was also an element. Because ungapeze wagwa, bakupopa, shani, you know, I think at the wedding you just don't want any stress.
Those vows you guys exchanged, OMG, yeah, and you are the one who. Okay, thank you so much,
Awesome.
Pompi.
No problem.
Yeah. All right, there you have it from the one and only Chaka, aka Pompi. Follow him, subscribe to his YouTube channel. Muvele nyimbo at Kwacha. Like he said, it's a revolution. It's a new dawn. Shout out. Remember to like, share, subscribe, this comment. I'm your girl, Edna, the People's Bae. Do you know I'm the People's Bae?
The People's Bae?
Yes.
Big up.
I am your bae. Bye, guys.